Hello V1 worship. I'm going to explain to you how to use the MYMON app. So here's what the app looks like right there at the bottom right. It's called MYMON. To use this, you'll need to be on whatever your location's production Wi-Fi is. So once you're on that, you click and it will pop up here. Select, I'm going to go back to that. Select mixer. At our Long Island campus, we have a monitor console, so I'm going to connect that top one there. But a lot of the campuses, you'll just connect to one. So I'm going to connect to that one. Select mix. Now you can pick what mix you are. So if I'm scheduled for drums, I would click drums. All right, so here is the interface for it. These are all the individual channels. There's so many of them. You can also use these arrows at the bottom to move through it, or just your finger to swipe. So you could individually adjust each channel to what you want. The on button at the top, if it's off like that, that means you will not hear anything coming from that channel. If it's on, that means you will hear stuff coming from this channel, okay? You have individual channels. These are all individuals. A lot of these you won't even need to use, and a lot of them are just spare nothing channels. These are the groups. You won't need to use those. Here's the reverb. You will want these, so if you want reverb on your vocals, you'll just add it right here. If you want reverb on the drums, you could add it there, or snare reverb, you could add it there. And that's all the channels, okay? So a couple more things you can do. Bottom left, you see that button that says pan. So I'm gonna click that. Now this is the pan levels. Panning means what you can put left to right. And what you could do with panning is create some space in your mix. So let's say if you're vocal 2, which is Stephanie right here, but you want to hear the other ones a little off to your left and right, you can make Carmeline off to your right and Lauren off to your left, just like that. And that helps you kind of like place people in your ears, okay? In the middle and the bottom right there, click mixer, go back to the mixer page. Okay, now here's a little more advanced stuff that you can do with the MYMON app to make things simple and quick. So in the bottom middle, you'll see that button that says set link. So hit that button and you'll see all these little numbers come up here. Letters. Basically what you can do is you can set groups of things. So let's say I want to have all of my drums on one fader. So I'm going to go A for all the drums. Oop, right there. Okay. Now I'm going to hit that set link button again. Back to mixer, I mean. Now if I go to the top page where it says faders, link, and EQ, and I click the link button, now you can see link 1. That is the drums. And you can only go up or down to a certain point. It's based off of where you have the actual faders set. And then you can relabel the link to drums. So this is my drum fader. And you can make 3 more of them. So you can have all the vocals, or all the instruments, or you could have just pastors' mics on one, and then you go to that link page and you only have to go through 4 faders instead of all of them, which is really, really handy. Or you could make one of these faders just your voice and the other one everyone else's if you want to quickly make adjustments. Very helpful thing. Another thing you can do if you're a little tech savvy is hit the EQ button. Now the EQ is very helpful or very damaging. So it's very important to remember that this changes your mix a lot. So it's just a 4-band EQ. You have your low frequency, your low mid, your mid, and then your highs, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you click these buttons, it turns them on or it turns them off. And these are little faders at the bottom, adjust it. At the bottom of this is your overall volume for the mix. Okay? So if you know a little bit about what you want to hear, let's say your specific set of in-ears is a little dull, well then you could boost the high end so you hear a little more of that. Or let's say it's super boomy and you don't want as much low end, then you can lower it right there. Be careful with this because you could ruin your mix if you do it wrong. Okay, that is basically everything you need to know about how to operate the MYMON app. One more important thing I almost forgot about is if you see that little eyeball on the mixer icon, the bottom there, if you hold this, it will allow you to remove things that you don't need in your mix. So let me show you. If I go all the way to here we go. These channels. I don't want these channels. We don't use them. These are all just blanks. 54, 657, 59. All right. And now I'm going to do OK. Now those channels aren't there anymore. You can't see them. So you can really remove the things you don't want to see and make it easier to swipe through everything. The very important thing to remember about this, though, is if you hide something that you do need, you're not going to see it. So in order to bring stuff back, you go back to here and then you would just click show all. So if you click show all, it'll bring everything back. And that is how you use the MYMON app.